Welcome everybody in here to Fifth Third Arena for some Cincinnati volleyball action here as the Bearcats host the Arizona Wildcats on Taylor Swift night in the arena. My name is Justin Dedrick. I'm joined here by Colin Coons. How are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. Ready to watch some Bearcats volleyball.
Bearcats coming to this matchup 13-10, 5-3 at home, 4-8 in the conference total. And the Wildcats 14-9. They're 3-9 in the conference, so all 9 of their losses coming in the conference. And they're 2-5 on the road, so the Bearcats hold the advantage there. However, Colin, if you want to tell us, what did Arizona manage to do their last game?
Well, Arizona, they beat the number 8 team in the nation in the Kansas Jayhawks. So a really huge win. They won that game in 5 sets. They won 3-2. So a huge win for the Arizona Wildcats, but their schedule has really been interesting, Justin.
Yeah, Arizona, it's odd. They've dropped a lot of 3-0 sweeps, and then they go along and beat a top 10 team in the country like Kansas. It's a little bit up and down for the Wildcats, and it's been the same way for the Bearcats. They've won some games that they probably shouldn't have, and they've dropped some ones that they also probably shouldn't have dropped. Their last game was a 3-0 set sweep against West Virginia, which I was on the call for that one here in Fifth Third. Bearcats lost on Saturday 3-0 against Colorado in Boulder. So they're coming off a loss into this one. And this is the first all-time meeting between these two teams. They've never played before.
And there you go. I mean, Bearcats now in the Big 12 facing off against a lot of teams they really haven't before. And in women's volleyball especially, I mean, you look at Arizona's schedule and you can see all the top teams they've played. Bearcats haven't played quite as much talent on their side of the Big 12. But you see there are a lot of good women's volleyball teams in the Big 12.
Yeah, some of the Bearcats' tougher games come, later here in the season. Their next game versus Arizona State. They're the number 9 team in the country currently, so the Bearcats will be hosting some top 10 talent here in just 2 days. That's 2 days from now, I didn't even realize. So yeah, the Bearcats, they're kind of using this as a warm-up, playing one team from Arizona, and they'll be playing the other one, who's top 10. So if they can get this win, going with some momentum for that game, it would be huge for the team.
Yeah, definitely getting that momentum rolling is big, and we talked about Bearcats being a little spotty, winning some games they shouldn't win, losing some games they shouldn't lose, but we'll see what they can do here tonight and see how they can carry it into Saturday's game.
Both teams out on the floor. The Bearcats rocking the white tops with the black bottoms for the uniforms, and Arizona navy blue on navy blue. Libero for Arizona in the red, and Faith Frame libero for the Bearcats in all black. Both teams are on the court. We are waiting for them to turn on the lights in Fifth Third so that we can get started. There we go, lights on, and volleyball action will be starting soon. Arizona's going to start and serve. It's going to be number 6, Avery Scoggins, to serve. Starting on the floor for the Bearcats, you're going to have Gretchen Sigmund, Faith Frame, Carly Glendening, Sydney Nolan, Caitlin Leffler, and it looks like Abby Walker hiding in there as well. Still waiting for confirmation to begin, and looks like now we'll get the referee whistle, and Scoggins can serve this one away and begin the match. Tapped up by Nolan. Leffler sets to Nolan. That one way high and out of bounds, but it was tipped by the libero, Haven Ray. A little bit of an odd read on that one.
And Bearcats immediately off to a good start there, putting that one far, and Arizona just knocking it backwards, going way out of bounds. Bearcats taking the first point.
Lily Gillespie subs in to take the first serve for the Bearcats, leading 1-0. That one hits the top of the net. Point Arizona.
Arizona now getting an early point back. The Bearcats faced off against West Virginia. We saw that a lot coming from the Mountaineers, actually. A lot of errors at the net.
Service errors will just kill points and kill runs. This serve over for the Wildcats. Good. Leffler's going to set up Nolan again. That time it'll be fielded. A good dive by the libero to keep it up, and a free ball sent over by Scoggins. Leffler sets Nolan again. Tapped at the net and going to be returned. That one right past Faith Frame, hit well by Jordan Wilson.
And that point was really set up by the good dig there from Haven Ray for the Arizona Wildcats. I mean, she was able to just barely slide under that, knock it up, and keep that point alive.
Carly Cisneros sends it away for the second time in a row. A short serve, able to be popped up by Gillespie. Cross-court set by Leffler to Glendening. It's a light tap, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, and there that light tap. We've seen the Bearcats use it a lot, and that one very strategic, just barely hitting it back across the net and it falling in a lot of open space.
2-2, Abby Walker serves for the Bearcats. Tapped up high by Wilson. Set in the middle, Cisneros is going to be controlled by the Bearcats. Gillespie sets up and hit into the net by Glendening for a Wildcat point.
And again, we just see an error there at the net from the Bearcats. And like you said, that will kill your momentum and take away points.
Libero Haven Ray back to serve for the Wildcats, leading 3-2. Sends that one over cleanly, tapped up by Gillespie. Set in the middle to Washington, is tapped to the net and going to be returned. Tapped up by Sigmund, back set by Leffler, right to Glendening, and a good hit, but kept up by Ray and going to be returned, blocked the net by Washington. Back set again by Leffler, this time it's Sigmund, hits the net, so an easy return chance for the Wildcats, and they'll tap it over. Leffler gets a good opportunity, Glendening cross side, blocked again, a great rally playing on right now, and that one's off the top of the hands of Leffler and Washington and out of bounds for a Wildcat point. But a great rally from both sides there.
Yeah, incredible rally, and again, you got to give points to Ray the libero. I mean, she kept numerous of those alive for the Wildcats and eventually were able to let them get the point.
4-2, Ray sends it over, a short one, Frame has to dive to pop it up. Set to Glendening on the opposite side and hits that one into the net, so another attacking error by Glendening.
And Bearcats really just struggling a little bit here, not being quite as efficient as they'd like to be, and those errors now are really starting to count up.
5-2, Ray continues to serve, another short ballooner. Frame taps it up. This time Glendening's tapped to the net, and a tough return for the Wildcats. Tap it out of bounds, and it did clip Caitlin Leffler's hand as she pulled away, so that is another Arizona point, 6-2 early in.
The Wildcats have just looked great on the defense so far. I mean, they've been able to keep numerous close points alive.
Frame has to run and dive for it again. This will be a tough return for the Bearcats. It was tapped over on the second hit by Leffler, and an easy knockdown by Kiari Roby for another Arizona point.
And that was just unfortunate. I mean, a lot of Bearcats there were out of place, and that just set up a really, really easy point for Arizona.
The early run by the Wildcats to make it 7-2 causes Molly Alvey to call a timeout to talk some things over with her team. Colin, what do you see out there so far that the Bearcats are kind of just not doing?
I mean, the Bearcats really just seem shaken. I think they're struggling most to just get it over the net. And as simple as it is, I mean, that's where they've struggled the most. I think they've looked okay on defense so far. I just think it's on the offensive side of the ball. They haven't really been able to attack efficiently, and they've struggled really heavily there.
Yeah, they have so far 3 total errors for the Bearcats, a 0 hitting percentage, which is not what you want to see. For the Wildcats, they've had no errors, 4.44 hitting percentage. They've done pretty good. It's all just about how you respond. And, of course, Molly Alvey, a very, very good head coach, got a 200th win in the program not too long ago, just a couple games back. So she's going to be able to get her team going, talk some things over, make some adjustments to try to shore up that defense.
Yeah, and adjustments definitely the name of the game coming out of the timeout. We'll look to see how they look here coming out of this timeout and see what they change, see if they're able to get their heads back on correctly.
Looks like same 6 on the floor for Cincinnati and Arizona. Wildcats up 5 early. Haven Ray still serving back there. They've gone on 5-0 scoring run. Ray gets the whistle, and we'll send this one away. Another short ballooner. This time Gillespie runs up to get it. Set in the middle to Washington. Down on the ground with force.
And immediately, there you go. That's the exact type of response that you need. I mean, that point looked completely different from anything else the Bearcats have done tonight.
Caitlin Leffler's back to serve, and we see Irbe Lazda into the game as well for the Bearcats. Leffler sends that one over. Tapped up by Cisneros. Set in the middle to Roby. Oh, my. Got all of that one, and Frame just couldn't get under it.
And, I mean, that's just a really strong way to respond by Arizona. I mean, put that one straight into the dirt.
Bearcats got one back, and Arizona said, nuh-uh, we want it back now. Jalen Hodge sends it into the net on the serve, so the Bearcats will take it right back.
Bearcats just got to take advantage of that error from Arizona's side and see how they can capitalize here. I mean, only a 4-point game, and we're really early into this one, so definitely by no means out of it here.
Yeah, and 4 points, nothing you can't overcome. I mean, Arizona just went on a 5-0 scoring run just 3 points ago, so it is possible. A tough return for the Wildcats, went over on one tap. The Bearcats return. That's Sydney Nolan. Good diving keep up by the libero on the opposite side, but Walker hits it right into the arms of Jordan Wilson and down on the Wildcats side.
And there you go, that timeout. Very good call by head coach Molly Alvey. Bearcats definitely able to get a lot more composed here and looking a lot better.
We do see a new libero in for Arizona. That's Brenna Ginder. Cross that to Wilson, blocked by Lazda and Washington. 2 in a row for the Bearcats.
And Bearcats now starting to put together a little bit of a run. They've cut this one now down to 2.
Whittakin has been the server for those and will continue here. Sends it over, a short net grazer. Back set to Hodge, tapped up high by Whittakin. Leffler's gonna set. Nolan kind of fist punches that one. And now Wilson's gonna have an opportunity. Good diving keep up by Frame. Lightly tapped over, finds the space in the middle. Zeta Washington just reading the Wildcat defense, recognized nobody was there in the middle, and she just tapped it lightly there.
Yeah, and there's that light tap. We saw it work earlier, and they're just working again, and now we're within 1 for the Bearcats.
A quick turnaround. That's 3 in a row for Cincinnati. Whittakin sends that one over. Going to be returned. Backs at the Hodge. Almost didn't get it over as Nolan was right at the net and tapped it down. Kind of an awkward return there, and it was on the Bearcats side, just nobody in position.
Yeah, overall, I mean, a really interesting point there. Ball just kind of barely going over, and an awkward return onto Arizona's side, and then an awkward return back over to the Bearcats side.
Jordan Wilson is the server for Arizona. Right the frame, pops it up, backs that cross court to Lazda, right back on the Bearcats side, and Whittakin keeps it up. Set this time to Nolan, and she's blocked down on the Cincinnati side. Avery Scoggins was right there at the net.
And we're really seeing a lot of this strong, fierce competition right at the net. I mean, all these fronts are just going at it really close up there. We've seen a couple now come down and just blocks back and forth at the net.
Wilson soars that one way out of bounds on the back corner. Side out Cincinnati. Faith Frame back to serve for the Bearcats. 2-time Big 12 Rookie of the Week. She's had an incredible freshman season. Sends that one over high, tapped up by Wilson. She'll get an opportunity, and off the arms of multiple Bearcats, and another Wildcat point. It's 11-8.
And just an awkward return there. Unfortunately, just bouncing off the hands awkwardly. Not in quite the best position to return it. And just unfortunate there for the Bearcats.
Looks like Kiari Roby back to serve. Whittakin fields it. Over on one tap. And right in the middle is a Wildcat able to knock that one down. Looks like that's 22, Journey Tucker.
And that was great placement from Arizona. I mean, able to find a great gap in the coverage there to steal that one.
Roby, another one, fielded by Whittakin. This one a better control. Great set to Walker in the middle. But return in one tap by the Wildcats. This time back set to Lazda. Blocked down, Frame dives to keep it alive. Nolan sends it and is blocked on her own side. Tucker again at the net.
Yeah, and we see the competition just continue here at the net. We saw it twice right there on that point. And eventually just giving that point to Arizona.
12-9, Arizona still leads. Looks like they reversed that over to Bearcat point. Might have been Wildcat in the net. So served by Sigmund is going to be returned and easily tapped to the middle by Carly Cisneros. We saw earlier Washington hit it to the middle and no one was home. This time it goes on the opposite side for the Bearcats. Avery Scoggins, who started the game serving, is back there for Arizona. They lead 13-9. Sends that one over, tapped up high by Whittakin. Frame runs underneath, gets it up for Nolan, down right in front of the libero. Did a good job to keep it up. Bearcats will get an opportunity on the return. Leffler to Nolan and out of bounds off the back line. Too strong.
Yeah, unfortunately just put a little bit too much on that one. I mean, otherwise that looked like a good rally. Just kind of at the end there falling apart.
Scoggins sends that one too strong, out of bounds. Couple serving errors after that timeout. And now the Bearcats have it. Gillespie will serve. They're down 14-10. Gillespie sends that one into the net. So another serving error in this match early on.
And really seems like both teams are struggling with the serve, whether it's into the net or just too strong going out. Both teams got to clean it up, get things under control.
Cisneros back to serve for the Wildcats, sends it over. Tapped up, Leffler set to Glendening on the opposite side and blocked down on the Cincinnati floor. Another Wildcat point. It's 16-10 and their largest lead of the early match. Cisneros lets it fly. That one's going pretty fast. Tapped up by Frame. The set to Walker. Tries to tap it to the middle. Going to be kept alive and returned by Hodge. Blocked off of Walker's arms. Kind of changed the trajectory of the ball, and Gillespie wasn't able to get a good read.
And we saw the light tap. It almost worked there for Cincinnati, but Arizona was ready for it this time, and they were just in a great position to return that one.
Cisneros again, 17-10. Frame gets on the ground to tap it up, set to Glendening. Another one of those positioned taps, doesn't work. And Cisneros returns. Sigmund, Frame, and Gillespie return it, but it's a free ball for the Wildcats. Scoggins sets right to Wilson, and off the arms of Faith Frame. It's 18-10 Arizona.
And Frame trying twice there, just trying her hardest to keep that play alive, but it was just too much for her. Finally, that kill coming strong into her arms. Nothing she could even do about it.
4-0 run for the Wildcats. Cisneros is still back there. Sends that one into the net, side out Cincinnati. Walker's going to be the one back there to serve. Sends that one over cleanly, tapped up by Wilson. Scoggins sets Hodge in the middle. Blocked by Washington, back on the Arizona side. This time it's Wilson with a tap. Returned over by Walker. And now Leffler with a high set on the opposite side to Fallon Stewart. His blocked by Journey Tucker. The Wildcats will take it right back. Haven Ray is back to serve.
And Arizona again just ready there right at the net, winning the battle at the net all night and now up to a hefty 8-point lead.
Ray balloons it over again with that short serve the Bearcats had problems with earlier. And Washington, the middle set by Leffler, is blocked at the net and down on the Cincinnati side of the floor. It's 20-11 and another timeout by head coach Molly Alvey. Both of her set one timeouts are gone. The Bearcats are down 9 and reeling. They're looking about to drop this first set unless they go on a run here, Colin.
Yeah, I mean, Bearcats, they're really going to need a run here. It's just 9 points. That's a lot. We saw spurts of good play, good offensive play there towards the middle of the set, but they've really just kind of trailed off again, much like what it looked like early in the first. And now, I mean, coming out of this timeout, they're really going to need an adjustment to make this closer or try to take this first set, but it's really just going to take a lot of work.
let me read the stat for you right now, all right? The Bearcats currently have a negative .07 hit percentage. That is not how you win volleyball games at all.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a struggle you can't have. It's just, that'll kill you.
Negative hit percentage, 9 total errors, 7 of them attacking, which is typically where the Bearcats excel, is on the attack with great hitters like Sydney Nolan, Carly Glendening, and Washington and Walker up the middle. But tonight, it's just been a struggle to get through the Wildcat defense. We'll see if anything changes out of this timeout, and things will need to change, or the Bearcats are going to go down 1-0. Trying to get the crowd into it a little bit with down the drive here, and maybe it can energize the Bearcats to go in a little bit of a rally. Haven Ray sends it over. Washington taps it high. Set on the opposite side. The Fallon Stewart right in the middle with power. Takes it back for the Bearcats. Leffler will serve.
And that's what we saw coming out of the first time out in the set. I mean, Bearcats firing back immediately. They just need to keep this pace, stay strong, and they have a chance to cut this lead down.
20-12, Caitlin Leffler, a solid server. Gets that one over cleanly, tapped up by Hodge. Frames saves it on the return. Stewart gets another opportunity, blocked, and a diving effort by Gillespie. Had to try to twist to get to that one and just couldn't get a full hand on it.
And unfortunately, struggles will just continue at the net. I mean, Bearcats, that's really where they've been struggling the most tonight. Arizona has taken maybe half their points right there.
Anna Heath subs in for the Wildcats. Her first appearance tonight, and she'll take the serve as they lead 21-12. Cincinnati trailing by 9. It's the largest deficit for them on the night. They need something to get going right now. A high throw on the serve by Heath. Leffler back set to Lazda. Going to be somehow returned by the Wildcats. Scoggins sends over a free ball. Leffler back set Lazda ×2 and going to be returned again. Ray to Wilson. Kept up by Gillespie. Frame has to run almost into the first row, and Leffler will send a free ball over her head. Ray to Scoggins. Wilson in the middle, down in front of Frame. It's a point for the Wildcats.
I mean, Wildcats still staying good on the defense, but turning that into good attacks. I mean, we saw numerous there come from them, and just that final one, the nail in the coffin, now only 3 points away from taking this first set.
Heath, another high one, grazes the top of the rim. Frame hits it high. Fallon Stewart is blocked at the net and out of bounds off of Roby's hands. So the Bearcats take it back, and it's going to be Julie Whittakin to serve. This is where you really need to get a couple points strung in a row. Down by 9, Arizona's 3 points away from taking this set. Honestly, you need to get at least 4 points in this run or it might be over.
Yeah, I mean, Bearcats need to string together at least a couple here. Arizona within 3, I mean, that's easy striking distance.
Cisneros controlled. Wilson's going to send it over right at Frame. She absorbed it and knocked it up high. And a return opportunity for the Bearcats is soiled by Roby. Gets a perfect set in the middle and taps it right to the back line.
And the Bearcats just can't seem to get anything by Arizona. I mean, they've been airtight all night.
We'll get another substitution as Ava Tortorello is in for the first time tonight, and she will serve. The Wildcats making the most of their depth. Late in this first set, 23-13, they lead 2 away from taking set 1. Tortorello sends it over. Whittakin taps high. Frame the opposite side to Lazda, who gets that one.
And there we go. Things aren't over yet for the Bearcats.
Looks like Lazda might have gone into the pole.
Oh, yeah, Arizona does take that point, so.
The pole was shaking after that. I think the ball tipped the pole, which would have been out on Lazda. So now set point for the Wildcats. Rim grazer there, net grazer, not the rim. This ain't basketball. Tapped up high by Hodge, going to be returned by the Bearcats in the middle to Washington. And a one-hit return for the Wildcats. Washington again, and that time off the outstretched arms of Roby at the net and down to the Bearcats. Still alive. They're down 24-14, and it's going to be match point there, set point the whole way through for Arizona, but Frame is back there to serve. Sends this one over. Cisneros taps it up. Scoggins set in the middle to Hodge. Frame absorbs it and hits it up again. Leffler almost a run in the net to get it. Return. Leffler opposite set to Nolan. Blocked down and on the Wildcat side. Still life for the Bearcats.
Bearcats clearly not giving up any fight here. They need to stay scoring all the way down the stretch. Got to go 9 more in a row. No room for error at all.
24-15, Frame sends it over. Cisneros taps up. Scoggins set in the middle to Hodge and finds the hole in the Bearcats defense. Back left part of the line. And the Wildcats take set one, 25-15. The Bearcats will have to talk some things over in this break between the sets and try to get something going. We will take a short break here on Bearcast Media. Return in about 2 minutes and 45 seconds for set two of volleyball action.
Back here inside Fifth Third Arena, Cincinnati Bearcats facing off against the Arizona Wildcats women's volleyball on Bearcast Sports Radio. And Bearcats, lots of struggles in the first set. I mean, we saw a couple patches of greatness, but other than that, a lot of struggles, a lot of errors. What did not go well for the Bearcats in the first set, Justin?
Honestly, their attacks just weren't great. They were getting killed at the net by the Wildcats. 5 blocks for the Wildcats, the Bearcats 2. And they ended that set with a literal 0 hitting percentage and 9 attacking errors. Just, you can't win like that. You just can't. They need to shore up the attack, shore up the offense, do whatever they can to make the most of those attacking opportunities. And that's how they get into this one.
We'll see how the Bearcats adjusted here going into this second set. They'll start on the serve. Bearcats send that one away. Arizona pops it up, this one at the net. Slammed down, just lightly tossed over. Bearcats, though, able to get under it. Now they'll go light for the Bearcats. Back over for Arizona. They'll send one far. Save made by Faith Frame. Back and forth now rally. Arizona sending this one far over. Another saving attempt made. Another saving attempt after that. Ball will be launched up into the air and sent out of bounds. Arizona will take the first point.
Yeah, it was the 3rd hit for Gillespie. You tried to run that one down. She just hit it as high as she possibly could, hoping maybe this can get over to the net. I will say, with the scoreboard in the way, you kind of have to hit it more laterally than vertically.
Arizona now will be on the serve. They'll send that one to the back right corner, and just awkwardly there, Gillespie not able to get a hold of it.
Gillespie's typically a pretty surefire on the defense for the Bearcats. Just kind of had a bad read on that serve.
Cisneros again will send it away. This one to the middle. Again to Gillespie. Now the Bearcats, they'll try killing attempt. No good. Saved by the Wildcats. Wildcats now, they'll be on the attack. Sending that one over, but too far. It'll go out of bounds.
So there's an attacking error for Wilson and the Wildcats. Cincinnati needs to get some type of early momentum going and not drop like they did in that first set.
Bearcats will be back on the serve. Arizona put this one up. They'll now return it, sending it far over and bouncing awkwardly off the hands of Abby Walker. Arizona will take the point right back.
That's a tough one for Walker. You get there, you're in decent positioning, but it's just such a fast and powerful hit that you have to kind of just hope your arms are in the right position to tap that one up.
The libero, Haven Ray, now will serve for the Wildcats. She'll put this one right in the center of the Bearcats' court. Bearcats now look to return it, but a good block coming at the net. That one from Kiari Roby.
Like I mentioned at the beginning of this set, the Wildcats have just been winning the battle at the net tonight. That's something the Bearcats cannot afford to lose.
Ray will stay on the serve. This one light this time. Bearcats will lightly pop it up. Now they'll go for a killing attempt. Good block at the net by the Wildcats. They'll now try to send one right back. This time, though, the Bearcats blocking it. Zeta Washington that time.
There we go. Zeta Washington picking up after a great match last out against West Virginia. She had 6 kills tonight. She's already got 3 and 2 blocks.
We'll now have Caitlin Leffler on the serve for the Bearcats. She'll put this one straight across the court of her. Wildcats now have it. They'll send one down. Ball bounced awkwardly high up. Faith Frame will send it back towards the front court. Now Bearcats will lightly loft it over. Easy ball for Arizona. We'll see what they do on the return, and they'll go for a kill right in dead space.
This is a good job by the Wildcats of reading the Bearcats defense. Take a look at that back corner, recognize, nobody's home. Let me slam it there.
Jalen Hodge now will be on the serve for the Wildcats. She'll send it straight across. Bearcats on that left side. We've seen them there a couple times tonight. Wildcats now going back, trying to return things. Frame saving it at the last second. Now again blocked at the net by the Wildcats.
Something's going to have to change on the Bearcats' approach to these attacks because they just keep getting met at the net.
This ball sent far to the back and going out of bounds. Serving error for the Wildcats. Bearcats now will be back on the serve. They'll have Julie Whittakin back there for them. Whittakin sending this one across, going dead center. Wildcats popping up, slamming it down, but Bearcats now, they'll take it at the net, and again, it's Zeta Washington.
Hey, Washington's having a heck of a night so far. 3 kills, 3 blocks. She's been a force up the middle.
Whittakin again for the Bearcats. About the same spot as the last serve. Arizona immediately turns it now back to the Bearcats. Bearcats will go for a kill attempt. This one going far opposite side of the court. Just barely sneaking it in for the point.
Yeah, right on the line in the back corner by Lazda. Really, really well-placed hit. And had some downspin on that one, too.
Whittakin cross court. Arizona pops it up. Now another pop-up. They'll slam one across the court. This one, though, too strong, going out of bounds.
Tied up for the Bearcats. This is the kind of run that they need to go on early in the set. Build that momentum and keep it now.
Whittakin back there will give the Bearcats a chance to take the lead. So send this one to the middle in an awkward return from Arizona, just barely catching the hands and not even close to getting over the net. Bearcats now with the lead, up 7-6 here in the second set. See if they can extend that. Whittakin across the court. Arizona will awkwardly return it. Now Bearcats lightly popping it up, and a saving attempt made by Herbe Lazda, but no good. Arizona, they're able to tie things back up, 7-7. Now they'll be back on the serve. This time Jordan Wilson is back there. Wilson this one trying to get it cross court, but no good going into the net, and we'll see another service error.
That's the 6th service error on the night for the Wildcats. Not as many attacking errors for them, but they've got the Bearcats 6-2 in service errors.
Libero Faith Frame will now be back to serve. She'll put this one on the opposite side of her. Arizona pops it up twice. Now they'll send it across the court. Again, though, too strong and going out of bounds.
There's a 2-0 lead for the Bearcats. I think their largest lead of the night.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one, up 9-7 now. We'll see if they can continue building on that momentum. Arizona light pop up, now trying to return it, but no good again. Blocked at the net by the Bearcats. This time Herbe Lazda again. Now we will see a timeout be called by Arizona, and Bearcats starting to roll a little bit here. What have they been doing well?
They started to be a lot more patient in looking for these attacking opportunities, not just getting it up and just hitting it when you see it. You're taking a look, you're surveying the defense, you're seeing where exactly can I put this hit, where can I place it where it won't be returned, rather than just, I'm going to smack it and hope it's too fast for them to return it. It's not going to work with this Wildcat team. They started placing it in the back corners, placing it when they see the Wildcat defense shift. They're going to that opposite end. They're just playing a lot smarter at the net with these attacking opportunities, which is exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely one of the struggles in that first set. And I think you got to give credit to Molly Alvey going out of that first set and coming into the second here now. Bearcats looking like a completely different team than what we saw in the first, and really just looking a lot stronger here now with a 10-7 lead.
Yeah, and they started to get more energized too. Just didn't look like, the body language on both the court and the bench didn't have much energy in that first set. They dropped the one. They kind of realized, this is a game we got to play. And the energy level's just been up, a little bit more celebration, a little bit more smiles. The bench has been celebrating and dancing, and that's when you know team spirits are high.
Arizona out onto the floor early. Now the Bearcats will come out and join them. Bearcats will be serving. Faith Frame and Libero will serve for the Bearcats. They're up 10-7 on the Arizona Wildcats. Dropped the first set, now trying to take the second. Bearcats crowd here getting loud, making some noise for their team. See how that helps them on the floor. So we're getting ready to get right back into action now. There's the whistle. Frame gets the go-ahead. She'll send this one away. Arizona pops this one up high. Another pop up high. Now they'll slam that one down. Bearcats knock it up at the net now. We'll try lofting one lightly there, and diving attempt made, but no good. Bearcats will take another point.
That's what I talked about with that patience. She recognized nobody's up. You're sagging too far in the back corner. I'm just going to lightly tap it over your head at the net, and that's going to fall before Cisneros can get there.
Bearcats extending their lead now up to 4, biggest of the night. Frame will go across the court, and again, awkward contact made. Jordan Wilson not able to get a hold of that one correctly, going out of bounds.
The Bearcats just continuing to extend this lead. It's up to 5 points now, and it's a 5-0 scoring run since they were tied at 7s.
Frame again sending it away. Arizona lofts this one up high, easily returnable. Bearcats now lofting it way up high, diving attempt into the bench. Able to keep it alive, they'll send it back over. Now they're gonna try to get back into the play. Still fighting on Arizona's side. Arizona lofting this one, easy ball for the Bearcats. Frame now will pop it up, kill attempt made. This one though, no good, too strong, and Arizona, despite efforts from the Bearcats, will get the point.
It looks like over on the Cincinnati bench, Whittakin knocked down at least 3 chairs, couple water bottle holders, and some bags, and half the bench is just laughing. She got up and they pushed her back on the court like, get back out there, you're not done yet.
Just an incredible amount of fight there coming from her, Julie Whittakin. Arizona, though, unfortunately taking the points. Now they will serve back. Whittakin will dive for that one. Bearcats able to keep it alive. This ball knocked up high. Now put over onto Arizona's side. They'll play this one at the net. Slam down. That one found in open space. Arizona will take the point.
Yeah, that was a good job on the outside. Both Laza and Walker jumped for it on the right side of the net. You realize you can't hit it through those two. They're complete wall at the net. You have to go a little bit towards the middle, and they just found the spot on Leffler's left side.
Roby will again score. Whittakin puts this one up high. Now Bearcats slamming kill. That one good from Carly Glendenning.
We haven't seen too much of Glendenning so far tonight. Typically, one of the Bearcats' leaders, team leader in kills, points, sets played, and aces, starting to make her presence known here in the second set, and they need her most here.
Bearcats now again on the serve. They'll put this one over to Arizona. Arizona popping the ball across the court. Light tap over. Good block at the net from the Bearcats. Arizona now sending this one far. Save made by Faith Frame. Bearcats putting this one way up high. They'll knock this one lightly over the net. Easily returnable for the Wildcats. Now a slam coming. Too strong, though, and the Bearcats will take the points.
I thought initially from our angle that could have been in. Of course, we don't have the best angle on the Bearcats. They're on the left side of Fifth Third Arena from where we're at. Gretchen Sigmund is the server for the Bearcats. 5-point lead now. Put this one at the middle of the court. Wildcats sending that one slightly over the net. Bearcats, though, able to easily return. Now a fight at the net. Now things will level out. Bearcats will attempt with the kill. No good. Save made by the Wildcats. And again, they'll volley at the net. Here we'll see another kill attempt come. This one, though, too high. Carly Glendenning couldn't get it. Ball just put a little bit over her reach. Was only able to get some fingertips on it and knock it awkwardly over the net. Unfortunately for the Bearcats, falling out of bounds. Arizona now will be back on the serve. And again, we see another service error coming immediately from Avery Scoggins. Yeah, the Wildcats have thrown away quite a few points off of those service errors, and a lot of them just serves that have gone into the net. Bearcats now holding on to that 5-point lead. Light serve just barely making it over the net. Wildcats will send it back over. Bearcats popping it up. They'll get that one just barely over the net and barely over 2 blockers. Just finding a little bit of space, taking the points. Bearcats lead now back up to 6. A lot of fight here in the second set. Arizona Wildcats trying to get something going, no good. Bearcats dominating so far, knocking this one over. Saving attempt made by the Wildcats, but it's no good. Couldn't corral it and falling out of bounds. Yeah, and some miscommunication on the return by the Wildcats. Both Jordan Wilson and Scoggins went for it, and they kind of just pulled away from it. They didn't want to run into each other, and it ended up going off of Wilson and out of bounds. Looks like Arizona now will take another timeout, and Bearcats really just holding on to this lead here. Yeah, this is pretty similar to what we saw in that first set with the Bearcats. They went down and used both of their timeouts and were able to make a comeback down by about the same amount. It was 7, 8, 9-ish in that first set. Here it's 7 points for the Bearcats, and the Wildcats have used both of their early timeouts as head coach Charita Stubbs wants to talk some things over and try to instill a fire in her team.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the Bearcats side, I mean, we've really seen a lot more activity from some of their stars. We saw Zeta Washington get involved very early in the second set, and now just recently Carly Glennening starting to get active. How has that helped the Bearcats?
Yeah, well, I mean, these are difference makers. They're playmakers, right? They're team leaders in stats. They're team leaders in general out there on the floor. When they get going, the rest of the team gets fired up. And when you see your difference makers out there, you kind of start to believe it's like, all right, they're making plays, I can too. Glennening's been a little bit quieter than usual. Typically this season, she's been a monster. She's got double-digit kills in 15 of the games this year and 20 kills in 5 of the games. And she's 7th in the Big 12 in both points and kills. I mean, she's one of the top players in this league. Just hasn't been fully on point tonight, but is starting to get going.
Bearcats now will come back out on the serve. They're up 7. Bearcats fire this one away. That one goes far towards the back line. Arizona popping it up, now coming play at the net. Bearcats able to get it though. We'll send it again, fight at the net, blocked by Arizona. Now they'll control. Again, fight at the net, this time blocked by the Bearcats. Arizona again composing themselves, now knocking over a light ball to the Bearcats. And wow, what a play by Caitlin Leffler. Just a little bit of misdirection with the arms and sending that one over when nobody expected it.
Yeah, and Leffler loves to use that move. A little fake the set. I'm just going to hit it over, and you're not ready for it.
Bearcats lead now up to 8, really dominating this second set. They'll serve it away. Returnable by the Wildcats. They'll do so. Save made by Faith Frame. She's able to get under it. Now almost going out of bounds. Bearcats will have to send it back over. Arizona now popping this one way up in the air towards the right boundary. Now they'll put a light tap over. Bearcats looking for a kill attempt. This one coming, and it is good by Sydney Nolan.
Nolan, that's 5 kills in the night for her. She's been playing well in recent games. 12 kills in that last home match against West Virginia and just keeping up that hot streak.
Bearcats leading by 9. We'll send this one over, see if they can extend even further. Arizona sending it over. They will not. Arizona finding a huge gap in the coverage and taking a point.
Yeah, and that's okay if you're Cincinnati, still leading up 9 here. What you don't want to do is let Arizona string a couple points together.
Cisneros back to serve for the Wildcats. Bearcats will pop this one up. Leffler sending it over. Ball going far, no good. Sydney Nolan too strong. Cisneros again back there for the Wildcats. They're down 7. She'll put this one across the net. Bearcats pop it up. Leffler again trying her move, getting it over. That time, Abby Walker with a nice kill.
Yeah, that was a high set. Walker really had to reach to get that one. Was able to get a good hand on it and put that in the middle. I think it hit the ankle of Scoggins. She just wasn't able to move out of the way and get under it.
Molly Harrison will now serve for the Bearcats. Putting this one in the middle of the court for Arizona. They'll pop it up. Now they'll go for a kill attempt. Nice save made. And now more fighting at the net. Leffler, they're able to save things. More fighting at the net coming. This one, though, no good. Ball bouncing out of bounds for the Bearcats.
Yeah, off of Washington at the net and out of bounds. That's okay. Washington's been a force at the net tonight. It's all right to give up 1.
Haven Ray is now back for the Wildcats. She'll serve. Putting this one no good, hitting the net, and there is another service error for the Wildcats.
Service error number 8 for them.
We've really seen a whole bunch of that coming from them tonight here on the second set especially. Caitlin Leffler now to serve for the Bearcats. Puts it cross court. Arizona now looking to return things, and they do. Again, finding a gap in the Bearcats' coverage, taking a point. Now seeing a little bit of back and forth ensue here. Bearcats, though, still holding on to a strong lead. They're at 21 now, so approaching the end of this set, only need 4 more points. Just got to hold on. Anna Heath will serve for Arizona. Puts this one far opposite side court. A lot of strength on that one. Now killing attempt will come from Sydney Nolan. She finds some space of her own.
They played the wrong graphic up on screen. They put Glendon up there. But either way, Nolan leading the team in kills tonight with 6. Next closest is Washington with 3.
Julia Whittakin now will serve for the Bearcats. 3 more before they take the set. See if they can do it. Arizona trying to fire back. No good. Blocked at the net. Sorry, that one does go in favor of Arizona. I think that one bounced out of bounds off the Bearcats. Now down only 7. Ava Tortorello will serve for the Wildcats. Light one here, Whittakin will return. Now another light tap over for the Bearcats. Dig coming from the Wildcats. Now we'll have some light returning here. Bearcats will go for a killing attempt. Blocked at the net and will go in favor of Arizona.
And the Wildcats have strung together a couple points. They really haven't gotten too many runs here. The Bearcats just 3 away from taking set 2.
Wildcats look to put together a couple. Faith Frame popping it up high. Killing attempt coming. That one able to just sneak in that back line.
Looks like it was Jalen Hodge who had the positioning and slid out of the way thinking it was going to go out of bounds. But Lazda puts a lot of downspin on her hits, and it was able to just hit the back line.
We'll again see Faith Frame now for the Bearcats, the libero. Wildcats having to dive to get under that one early. We'll see more play at the net. Wildcats now will control things. They'll send this one over. Blocked at the net again by the Bearcats. Now pop-up kill attempt coming. Wildcats, though, able to corral things. Wildcats try for a kill attempt of their own. Faith Frame able to pop it up. Bearcats now again try to fire back. Good rally coming now. And Arizona able to finally take it on a killing attempt. I think that one was Carly Cisneros able to find some room. Arizona trying to claw their way back. Scores 23-17. Will serve. Whittakin having to dive to get under it. Frame now will pop things up. Now killing attempt coming. No good. Arizona will try kill their own. Falling out of bounds, but looks like it hit off the hand of a Bearcat. Arizona will take another point.
Yeah, it went right between the arms of Lazda, and it might have clipped it there.
Looks like we will see a timeout come from Cincinnati, and Arizona, they're really trying to make a comeback here.
Yeah, they are only down 5. The Bearcats 2 points away from taking the second set. Of course, they dropped that first one by 10, so they've made it closer and have played a lot better here in this second set. Of course, you have 2 timeouts per set, and they don't carry over, so you might as well use them. Alvey used their first one here, hoping to not have to use the second. I think if Arizona were to get 2 more in a row and make it 23-20, then Molly Alvey would probably opt to use her second timeout.
Yeah, for sure. I don't really see that happening, though. I mean, Bearcats within 2. Arizona's been able to string together a couple of points here, but Bearcats, all they need is 2. I can see them taking that pretty easily with how they've looked in this second set.
Yeah, they've definitely shored up the defense as well. The offense, it's picked up a little bit. Still quite a few attacking errors for them. 15 attacking errors, but the Wildcats have made that right back with 8 service errors, excuse me. And just a lot of mistakes on their side as well.
Both teams now will take the floor at about the same time. Arizona Wildcats will be serving. They'll have Kiari Roby back there. See if she can make some magic happen for the Wildcats, get things close. Bearcats are leading 23-18. Roby soars this one far and away. Popped up by the Bearcats, and now Arizona able to find an easy kill right there off the return.
Yeah, it just popped up really nicely at the net for Joni Tucker and just adds an easy play for her in the middle.
Roby again to serve, Wildcats within 4. And this one across the court again popped up by the Bearcats. We'll try killing attempt, save made by the Wildcats, but nobody else able to get under it. That one hitting the floor. That's match point for the Bearcats.
All Roby could really do is just try to hit it up behind her and hope somebody was in position, but nobody was there.
Bearcats here at match point. Chance to put this set on ice. We'll send things away. Wildcats popped up high. Another one going high. Wildcats now will try to kill. Save made by Faith Frame. Cincinnati now on a kill attempt of their own. Save made, though, by Arizona. Arizona sending this one across the net. Another not diving save made by Faith Frame. Bearcats now able to find some space. And Gretchen Sigmund, they're able to finish out this second set and give it to the Bearcats.
And there we go. The Bearcats tying things up 1-1, and they looked a lot better in that one. They'll have a chance to rest up and get going, carry that momentum into the third set.
Yeah, Bearcats looking absolutely a lot better in that second set. They took it 25-19, so that makes the sets 1-1 here in this battle between the Bearcats and the Wildcats. Don't go anywhere. We'll join you back here for this third set.
Back here in Fifth Third Arena as the Bearcats are tied with the Arizona Wildcats 1-1 after they came back and took set 2 25-19. They dropped set 1 25-15. They really shored up their play on both the offensive and the defensive ends. And now they'll look to try to take a 2-1 set lead as Avery Scoggins will get things started and serve for the Wildcats. They're looking to take the sets back. Going to be tapped up and returned. Leffler sets to Nolan and get things started for the first Bearcat point of set 3.
And Bearcats immediately able to take a point there. Nice strong play there on the first one, hopefully setting a precedent for them in this set.
Abby Walker back there to serve, sends it over, tapped up high by Wilson. Scoggins set Hodge on the opposite side and off of Sydney Nolan's arms, not out of bounds.
Yeah, and Bearcats just trying to save that one. Too strong, though, coming from the Wildcats and it bouncing awkwardly. Able to get the Wildcats that point back.
Served over, Leffler sets cross side to Sydney Nolan and down once again for the Bearcats. It's Sydney Nolan. Both points have come off of her hand. Leffler back there to serve now. Bearcats lead 2-1.
We've seen a little bit of this strong kill play coming back and forth now. All 3 points of the game coming from that. 2 in open space and one just not able to be corralled.
Leffler sends it. Tapped up, one tap return off of Wilson, and an easy knockdown by Irbe Lazda. 3-1 Bearcats.
And Lazda there was some great technique, able to just throw her hands down and send that one straight down into the ground over the net. Just beautiful play.
Leffler sends this one, and a mishand on the return by the Wildcats. More mistakes on their end, and the Bearcats a quick 4-1 lead.
And these errors will really get you if you're the Wildcats. I mean, a big component as to why they lost that second set, and now becoming a little bit of a component here in this third set.
Good opportunity there in the middle as Scoggins set Roby for a Wildcat point. 4-2, and Roby will be back there to serve for them.
And Frame really tried her hardest to get under that one. She just wasn't really able to, just kind of in an awkward position and not able to fully get her hands under it.
Roby soars that one over, tapped up by Gillespie. Frame high to Nolan, and once again, Sydney Nolan knocks that one down, her third kill of the set.
And there you go. I mean, placement. I mean, that was just another great ball. We saw the last one fall in that exact same spot, and just not even any chance that a Wildcat could get a hand on it.
Julie Whittakin back to serve for the Bearcats. Their lead 5-2 early in set 3. Scoggins back set to Hodge, blocked down at the net by Carly Glendening, and down on the Arizona front court. It's a Bearcat point.
If the Bearcats want to win, they're going to have to start winning that battle at the net. They lost it handily in the first set, and then were able to take it closely in the second set. Now off to a good start in the third.
That one, a net grazer by Whittakin, gets over. Hodge blocked at the net. Zeta Washington and Irbe Lazda of force, and the Bearcat front line is playing incredibly right now.
And there you go. That's exactly what you want. Just talked about it. Bearcats going to have to continue to keep that up, but already able to extend out to a pretty strong lead.
Whittakin once again. That one tapped up by Wilson. Scoggins set in the middle, and this time, for the first time tonight, it's Elena Johnson making her presence known.
And just like what happened to Faith Frame in one of the earlier points, Julie Whittakin tried to get her hands under it, but just was in an awkward position, just a little too far back, and ball just ending up hitting the ground.
Hodge serves that one. Whittakin dives to keep it alive. Lazda, another well-placed hit to the middle by Irbe Lazda, and she's having an incredible game. That's 5 kills for her on the night and 4 blocks.
Yeah, Lazda really putting a game together. We've seen her take a couple of points in this set, and that one, again, just great placement, finding open space. No chance any Wildcat could get on top of it.
8-3, Cincinnati lead. Faith Frame serves it over, a short one. Cisneros barely got under it, and now is going to send over somewhat of a free ball. Set in the middle to Walker, was blocked at the net, and Scoggins cross court. And that one down right in front of Irbe Laza and on the ground off the hand of Sydney Vanek, who hasn't paid too much of an appearance tonight. She's going to be subbed out after getting that kill. Ava Tortorello back in to serve for the Wildcats. They're down 8-4. Soars that one. Whittakin taps it up. Leffler set to Nolan. Carly Glendening. That one was blocked in the net and going to be returned by the Wildcats. Blocked down Scoggins by Walker. Another opportunity. Frame keeps it up. Leffler backs that to Lazda, finding the back line and down for Irbe Lazda.
And what a rally that was for both sides. I mean, some great returns and great returns at the net especially, but Irbe Lazda, we just talked about her again having a really good night, and she was able to take that point.
Couple substitutions. Brenna Ginder came in for the Wildcats, and Sigmund's back in for the Bearcats. Sigmund serves, a little bit short, controlled. Cisneros flacked that one right at Faith Frame. She returns, and the hit by Leffler is out of bounds, too strong off the back line.
Yeah, and unfortunately a good hit, just slightly too strong. I mean, from where we're at, that one looked like it just barely went past that back line of Arizona and going out.
9-5, Cincinnati lead. They sub back in Haven Ray to take the serve. Whittakin taps it up. Leffler set. Glendening almost found the spot. Good job by Tortorella to keep it up. And now Arizona sends over a free ball. Leffler to Glendening. This time it's down off of Roby and on the ground. 10-5 lead for the Bearcats.
And a good light tap there. We saw it made it an awkward return for Arizona. And they really weren't able to get on top of it at all, just falling off the hands and going straight into the ground.
Lily Gillespie will serve it. 5-point lead for Cincinnati. Sends that one over. Tapped up by Cisneros. Scoggins to Roby up the middle. And she finds the back line for a Wildcat point. Side out Arizona.
And over in that back corner, I mean, it was just a desert out there. Not a single Bearcat anywhere close. And just great placement coming from Arizona.
Avery Scoggins back there to serve. They're down by 4. Sends that one. Tapped up by Gillespie. Leffler, opposite side set to Nolan. She's going to punch that one over. Opportunity for Roby again, and off the hands of Abby Walker and down in front of Faith Frame.
And Arizona now really starting to string things together, down only 3.
Scoggins sends that one. Gillespie, good up. Set to Leffler and Nolan. Blocked and going to be returned. Nolan again, and that time soars it way off the sideline and out of bounds. Yeah. Cut down to only a 2-point lead by the Wildcats.
And Nolan, unfortunately, just too strong, going straight out and over on that right side.
Scoggins sends that one. Good up by Gillespie again. Opportunity for Nolan. Tapped up by Ray. And now a return for the Bearcats. Back step by Leffler to Walker. And again, another well-placed hit, finding the hole in the front line and putting it down there.
Abby Walker, again, just great space there, able to put it in exactly the spot she needed to.
11-8, Cincinnati lead. Abby Walker back there to serve. Sends that one into the net. Service error for the Bearcats and side out Arizona.
And unfortunate timing there for a service error for the Bearcats. I mean, Arizona going on a run and now Bearcats giving up a point. Not what they wanted to do in that moment.
Cisneros to send things away for the Wildcats. Gets that one over. Tapped up by Gillespie. Set in the middle. Leffler to Washington. And Zana Washington makes the most of that opportunity. Her 4th kill of the night. (12-9), Cincinnati lead. It's been around this 2 to 3 point range for about the whole set. Caitlin Leffler is back there to serve and sends this one away. A high one. Cisneros has to reach to keep it in. The opposite side, it's Sydney Vanek.
There's that battle that continues at the net. Arizona able to take it this time and putting it in an awkward spot, falling just very forward there in the Bearcats court.
Kiari Roby serves that one. Tapped up by Gillespie. Leffler set in the middle to Washington. Tries that, lightly tapped. It's going to be returned. Vanek again and off the hands of Lazda at the net and out of bounds. Wildcat point.
Just really unfortunate how that played out for the Bearcats, just grazing the hands of Lazda and going far out of that back court.
12-11 lead. It's down to a 1-point lead for the Bearcats. Roby sends that one, and a one-tap return by Nolan leads to an easy hit by Elena Johnson. It's all tied up at 12.
And just a great play from Arizona there to tie things up, 12-12, and Bearcats really giving the Wildcats any opportunity here for this.
Kiari Roby still back there serving for the Wildcats. Gillespie had trouble returning, and Leffler had to go into the net to try to get that one. So an easy point for the Arizona Wildcats, and they've taken back the lead 13-12 in the middle of set 3. Roby sends that one over. Tapped up by Gillespie. Frame gets it to Nolan, who sends over a free ball. Tough by the Wildcats to be able to return that one. Cisneros had to dive. Leffler set to Nolan, blocked at the net, and out of bounds.
Good patience and good work reading the play there by Lily Gillespie. Knew that it was going to go out of bounds, just let it fall. Bearcats able to tie things up.
13-13. Julie Whittakin to serve for Cincinnati. Sends that one, tapped up by Ginder. An opportunity for Johnson in the middle, and she makes the most of it. Off of Caitlin Leffler and out of bounds. Elena Johnson gets her third kill tonight and takes the lead back for the Arizona Wildcats. Sent away by Hodge, going to be returned by the Bearcats. Cross court, Leffler to Glendening. Good up by the Wildcats, and they'll get a return. That one, Cisneros on the back line.
And it looked like Caitlin Leffler just misread it a little bit there. She was in position to hit it, but it just went a little bit to her left, falling out of bounds.
15-13, the Wildcats have taken back the lead after the Bearcats were holding it for so long. Colin, what did the Wildcats do to kind of shore up and be able to take back the lead of the game?
I mean, the Wildcats have just shown a lot of fight. I mean, they haven't given up. They weren't discouraged when they were down in quite a hole early in this one, but they have been strong on both the attack and the defense. I would say the attack especially. I mean, they've just really been able to have great vision, able to put the ball just in the spot that it needs to be and really catch the Bearcats blindsided. I mean, we've seen numerous times where they've just put a ball where no Bearcat was even ready to take it. And that just really worked in their favor and allowed them to rack up a lot of these points and now take a 2-point lead on the Bearcats.
Yeah, in Cincinnati, they've played a lot better since that first set. They really just kind of looked discombobulated, a little lost in that first set. Now at this point, they're playing a lot tighter, a lot closer. Of course, they won that set too, 25-19. Currently down 2 in the middle of set 3. Looking at the stats, Sydney Nolan's the game leader for kills with 10. Second is on the Arizona side, Jordan Wilson with 9. 17 attacking errors for the Bearcats, and still under a 200 hitting percentage. They're at 152. The Wildcats sitting at 265, but the service errors have really been what's been getting them. 8 service errors to the Bearcats 3. Other than that, the numbers pretty even. 40 digs to 40 digs. 7 blocks to 7 blocks, 2 serving aces to 3 serving aces. It's been pretty even besides for just the attacks and the errors.
Yeah, and that's really what we expected from this game. I mean, 2 teams that on paper really evenly match up, and we've seen that tonight in this game.
Glendening hits that one, and they're going to say into the net on one of the Wildcats. I'm not sure exactly which one they called that on. 14-15, Cincinnati down 1. Faith Frame back there to serve. Sends this one over. Ginder taps it up. Scoggins back set to Johnson, blocked at the net, and down out of bounds.
And just a really awkward play there at the net. And Bearcats able to tap it over, but it just barely going out of bounds on the far side of the court.
Tortorello back in for Arizona, and she'll send this one away. They lead 16-14 over the Bearcats. Whittakin knocks that one up. Leffler backs up to Lazda and finds the open space in the middle. Hodge tried to dive for it, couldn't get there in time.
And wow, that one was very beautifully placed. I mean, Hodge was right there, but the ball fell in a way where she might have been able to get to it, but it just barely bounced in front of her.
Gretchen Sigmund serving for Cincinnati, sends that one. Tortorello had a little bit of trouble controlling. Hodge will send over an easy one for the Bearcats to return. Leffler high to Glendening, blocked the net and outside the reach of the diving Gretchen Sigmund. A good, kind of a lucky block by Elena Johnson, just fell on the opposite side of the court where nobody was home.
Yeah, and a little bit of luck there for Arizona, but nonetheless, it's them playing strongly at the net. That one going in their favor.
15-17, the Bearcats trailing as Haven Array serves it over. Frame gets on the ground to knock it up. Leffler set, Glendening in the back corner with force. Timeout. Excuse me, not a timeout. I don't know why the arena announced timeout. They're throwing me off my game. 17-16, Cincinnati takes it back. Lily Gillespie to serve. Sends that one. Tortorello taps it up. Scoggins set to Hodge right in the face of Faith Frame. Took that one like a champ and gets the point for the team. All tied at 17. Lily Gillespie will serve for Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, a good sacrifice there. An important point. I mean, that one ties things up 17-17.
Gillespie serves that one. Scoggins set on the opposite side. Cisneros, Frame dives to keep it alive. It'll be returned by Gillespie on a free ball. Scoggins sets Cisneros. This time finds the open space.
And Frame laying it all out on the line. I mean, she's trying her hardest to keep these Bearcat points alive, but the Wildcats aren't letting up at all.
18-17, Wildcat leads. Scoggins to serve, sends that one to Gillespie, and trouble handling the serve. It goes out of bounds and hits the scorer's table.
Yeah, and just awkward. They're getting under it. Not able to be efficient and sending it out of bounds.
And we'll get a timeout called by head coach Molly Alvey and the Bearcats. They're trailing 19-17 deep in set 3. Of course, this is just the first of their 2 timeouts. Arizona still has both of theirs left. Colin, what have you seen on the Bearcats that they've made these changes since dropping set 1? Of course, we saw it a lot in set 2. What have you seen the changes and the adjustments they've made throughout this game?
Well, I think the Bearcats have been a lot stronger on their attack, and that's something we talked about. I mean, we talked about it in the first set. That's where they struggled heavily. I mean, the defense was okay, but the attack needed improvement. I think we really saw that come in the second set, and now I think we're starting to slip again here in this third set. I mean, they haven't looked quite as strong, quite as efficient, and the Wildcats have really been doing a number and able to take a lot of points on them in that way.
Yeah, they've really just played a lot stronger, a lot better. This is an athletic Bearcats team. They use athleticism, their strength, and they've really started to use that. Of course, Molly Alvey, one of the best head coaches in the game. So this timeout, I expect the Bearcats to really come out here, fix some things up, work those adjustments. Only down 2. Still got an opportunity. Of course, you don't want to go down 2-1, but it's not the end of the world if they do. Scoggins still back there to serve for the Wildcats. Soars that one over. A low one another time. Trouble handling the serve. This time it was Gretchen Sigmund, and she's frustrated.
Yeah, and just, again, awkward on the handle, sitting out of bounds in almost the same spot as the last one that went out. And Bearcats really need to get things under control if they want a chance at taking this third set.
Scoggins again, and this time more trouble, but the Bearcats will return it. Walker sends over a free ball. Arizona wanted a double hit on her. Blocked down the net and on the Wildcat side. That's a Bearcat point.
Yeah, in Arizona, they were wanting that double hit, still wishing for it from the bench.
18-20, Cincinnati still trailing. Abby Walker back to serve. She'll send this one away over the net. Tapped up by Gindon. And now, great opportunity and a great kill by Jalen Hodge. 21-18. Arizona takes it back, and it will be Carly Cisneros to serve.
And things now starting to get a little nerve-wracking. Arizona up 21-18 on the Bearcats. They really need to get a run going here soon.
Gillespie, trouble handling that one. Hits it into the front row. Almost hit a couple photographers over there. And so a 4-point lead for the Wildcats, and they've really jumped out to grab this one. 22-18. 3 points away from taking set two are the Wildcats, and they won't get one there as they hit it out of bounds.
And the Bearcats absolutely needed that. Down 19-22 now. They need to take advantage here and string together a couple of points, tie this one up, or at least get 1 or 2 points on the board.
22-19, Caitlin Leffler serves, and serves it right out of bounds and gives it right back to Arizona. Elena Johnson subs in for them.
And definitely not the outcome they wanted, unfortunately. And it just seems like it's been error after error piling up for the Bearcats. And it's really allowed Arizona to get out to this lead here late in the third.
Kiari Roby serves that one. Frame has to get on the ground to tap it over, and it's a one-tap return and an easy one at the net for Sydney Vanek. Guess they're saying Vanek went into the net on that one. 23-20. Sydney Nolan back there to serve. Doesn't serve often for the team. Bearcats have a lot of their hitters in right now. Tough return and a free ball sent over by the Wildcats. Nolan gets under it. Leffler on the opposite side to Glenn Denning and is blocked down on the Arizona side. No one able to dig it out the net. That's a Bearcat point.
And things now starting to look up for the Bearcats. Here are the points they wanted. Unfortunately, lost out on the serve, but now able to make up, get some redemption for it within 2.
Nolan sends it over again, and that one way too strong and off the back line. Set point for the Arizona Wildcats. It's 24-21.
And unfortunately, just another error coming. That one adding to an already hefty list for the Bearcats in this third set. And now set match for Arizona.
Anna Heath in to serve and try to close out set 3 for the Wildcats. Sends that one into the net. Classic announcers jinx, and the Bearcats take it back.
Bearcats will hold on for just a little bit longer here. No points to give, 22-24. See what they can do.
Faith Frame to serve for Cincinnati. Sends that one, tapped up by Vanek. The set to Vanek. High by Glendening. Leffler's going to back set. Lazda. Cisneros keeps it alive. This time it's Johnson. Good job by Nolan to keep it alive. And Glendening sends over a freeze ball. Free ball, not a freeze ball. What's going on? Good dive by Sydney Nolan to keep that one alive. Play at the net. Elena Johnson beats out Walker and Lazda. And Arizona takes set 2 in a chaotic last point. Set 3. I'm losing my mind, Colin.
And I mean, Bearcats really putting it all on the line there. You could tell that they did not want to give up the set. I mean, numerous saves, numerous fights for the ball, but Arizona unfortunately just able to come out on top. We said it earlier, Arizona up now a set, but it doesn't mean things are over for the Bearcats. We've seen this team show a tremendous amount of fight. We'll see if they can take this next one back and force 5.
And with that, we'll be back in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds here on Bearcast Media as the Bearcats trail the Arizona Wildcats 2-1.
Thursday night volleyball here in the city of Cincinnati. Cincinnati Bearcats taking on the Arizona Wildcats women's volleyball. Bearcats down 2-1 to these Wildcats. Going into the fourth now. Bearcats really been fighting tonight, but Wildcats have been as well. We expected an even match going into the game, and we're certainly getting it here. We've seen a ton of back and forth from both these teams.
Yeah, it's been a good night of volleyball. Of course, you mentioned back and forth from both these squads. No one's really given up too many big runs or too many big leads since that first set. Of course, not the spot that the Bearcats wanted to be in, down 2-1, but they are not down and out yet.
Not down and out at all. Bearcats will look to try to steal a set back, and they'll get things started here. Immediately serving it over to the Wildcats. Wildcats light loft over, and they'll take the first points. It is Julie Whittekind in for the Bearcats. She is the one serving. Bearcats now again will send it away. This one just lightly, barely going over the net. And that is an ace for Julie Whittekind.
Yeah, and Whittekind, she's been one of the best servers on the team all season. Second coming in this one on serving aces. That's why they trust her back there with the ball.
Whittekind again will serve things over. Wildcats popping this one up. Easy killing attempt coming, finding space. 3 Bearcats dive for it. Not one of them gets it into hittable position. Wildcats now will take a point. Arizona now will be on the serve. We'll put this one up and over. Whittekind pops it up. Now play at the line. No good, though. Leffler trying to make something happen. Nobody else home, though. Arizona will tie things up.
Yeah, and Leffler up against Kiari Roby at the net. Roby's 6'2". She got 2 inches on Caitlin Leffler. That's a tough play for her to make.
All tied up now. Wildcats will stay on the serve. They'll put this one towards the middle, and Whittekind not able to get her hands under it. Avery Scoggins will look to extend the Wildcats' lead. She'll send this one over all the way across the court. Bearcats returnable. They'll send over a kill, and that one coming from Sydney Nolan.
Nolan continuing her incredible night. 11 kills for her.
Bearcats now will be back on the serve. This time it's Abby Walker. Abby Walker will send it to the middle of the Arizona Wildcats court, and on the attempt, it's sent way out of bounds for a Bearcats point.
Yeah, not even the first, second, or third row. That about the fourth or the fifth over there into the bleachers.
The serve, right side of the Wildcats court. Wildcats will send it over. Good kill coming for them. Able to find just a gap in the Bearcats coverage.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be a tight set 4. Of course, the Bearcats don't want to go down, and the Wildcats want them to go down.
Carly Cisneros will be on the serve for the Wildcats, sending this one over to Whittekind. Now we popped up. Sydney Nolan trying to kill, but the Wildcats are there at the net. Cisneros putting this one over. Diving attempt made to save it. Bearcats will pop it up. Kill attempt coming, but just a light tap over at the last second. Sydney Nolan. Irbe Lazda will check in for the Bearcats. Now we will have Caitlin Leffler serving. We'll put this one into the middle of the Wildcats court, popping this one up high. Kill coming too strong, though, from the Wildcats. They'll put it over the Bearcats' back line. Bearcats will take the lead.
Yeah, Vanna got a solid piece of that one, but couldn't get it down.
Bearcats up 6-5. Leffler on the serve. Put this one over for the Wildcats. Wildcats will pop it up at the line. Returnable almost by Leffler, but bouncing off of her hands and going way out. Arizona now tying things up. We now will see Kiari Roby serve for the Wildcats. Puts this one on her opposite side. Sydney Nolan trying, saved though by the Wildcats. They'll pop this one up, they'll take a try of their own, and they find room. Arizona Wildcats taking a point.
Yeah, Sydney Vanek went to the opposite side of where she was hitting. Kind of aimed at the right, switched it over to the left, and hit the sideline.
Roby putting this one over. Whitkin will pop it up. Leffler now coming by Washington. Wildcats, though, able to save it. They'll put it up high, make an attempt of their own. Late ball. Save made, though, by Leffler. Bearcats now put it over, and another saving attempt made by the Wildcats, and now a fight at the net, and Bearcats able to just get it over. It's Zeta Washington.
Zeta Washington, she's just played incredible tonight. Super, super solid. 6 blocks, 4 kills. Really making her presence known up the middle.
Sydney Nolan will check out. The Bearcats now will be on the serve, all tied up here 7-7, 4th set. Bearcats getting it over, Wildcats saving, kill attempt coming, Washington able to save it at the net. Bearcats now pop it up, kill attempt coming from Washington, saved by the Wildcats, now popping it up way over towards the back line of the Wildcats. Good rally here, Wildcats not able to find it, ball going out of bounds. That one was close.
Yeah, close. It's a little bit of an understatement. That one was real close. Narrow, if I may.
I think narrow is spot on. I mean, could barely tell.
Narrow, close, tight.
Just inches away.
By a hair.
Oh, by a hair. That's a good one. Oh, they will actually go to video review here. That's how close it was. Like we said, not understating at all.
By the hair on a rabbit's ear.
We'll see what the officials decide. Take a little bit of time here to check this one out. Bearcats up 8-7, and man, we've really seen it go back and forth here in this 4th set, Justin.
We really have. Neither team giving up any wiggle room on the other side. Of course, the Bearcats are fighting for their life in this one, so they're going to go out there with energy. Currently holding that 1-point lead, and it's just all about whether you get this point or not, whether you get the call, how are you going to respond? It looks like Arizona got the call, so now it's about how is Cincinnati going to respond to this?
Yeah, I think responding is definitely the word. And now instead of the Bearcats having the lead, the Wildcats will take the lead. They'll be up 8-7. And, I mean, like you said, Bearcats fighting for their life here. They need to take this set to force 5. And they really just got to lay it all out on the line. Jalen Hodge will be out to serve for the Wildcats, and service error immediately coming, and the Bearcats needed that. Things will be all tied up once again.
So don't get the call from the refs. It doesn't matter. Arizona gives it back to them.
I think the expression is the ball don't lie. Clearly didn't there. Faith Frame out to serve for the Bearcats. She'll put this one on her opposite side. Wildcats popping it up high. They'll send it across the court. Frame able to make the save. Now Leffler, she'll give it over to Nolan. Nolan across. Oh, sorry, that is Glendening. Glendening able to find the kill. Taking that far side of the court. Great killing attempt. Frame again, putting it across. Diving save having to be made by the Wildcats, and now close tie-up at the line. Wildcats putting it over, and again, just barely in on that back line. Things tied up at 9s. Wildcats will be serving. Ava Tortorello. She'll put this one on her opposite side. Bearcats popping it up. Killing attempt. Save made by the Wildcats. Wildcats now look to return of their own. Blocked at the net by the Bearcats. Arizona now able to find some space, and they sneak a point by the Bearcats.
Again, this was a great play, great piece of hitting there by the Wildcats. They really want to take this one 3-1.
9-10 in favor of the Wildcats. They'll be on the serve. Frame all alone, gives it to Leffler now. Now back over to the Wildcats side. Wildcats will pop it up. They'll try for an attempt. Frame there is able to save it. Bearcats now go for an attempt of their own. No good. Wildcats able to save it on their side. A lot of back and forth here, bouncing off the hands of Leffler and going out of bounds. Arizona will extend their lead to 2.
Yeah, and the Bearcats, you don't want to let Arizona continue to string points together. End this run here and take it back.
Tortorello will put this one over. Her opposite side. Frame is there. Now Leffler. Now block at the line, and that one coming in favor of Arizona. Lazda Urbe was there. Sorry, Urbe Lazda. Got my names confused.
There's a lot of names going on, man. A lot of stuff going on. Looks like a timeout by the Bearcats.
Yeah, and Arizona, I mean, they're really putting it all out on the line here. Now up 3. We saw a lot of back and forth, and now the biggest lead of the night coming from Arizona. What have they been doing well?
They've been solid all night, right? Besides for the service errors that have really plagued them, they've got 11 on the night. Other than that, they've just been good. I mean, they're winning the battle at the net by far. 11 blocks, and we've seen that the whole night. Even when they're not getting those blocks that go for points, they're just sure at the net, making the Bearcats have to change where they're hitting. And, of course, shoring up that front line. That's really where it's been at. Outside of that, I think Arizona, their back line has let up some holes and let up some mistakes. They've kind of sagged back and allowed the Bearcats to have those light taps into the middle. I think it really just boils down to being sure up on those kill attempts, on those attacks, and not giving up any room on the front line at the net.
Yeah, I mean, the Bearcats will really have to play to Arizona's weaknesses if they want a chance to force 5 here. I mean, Cincinnati really going to have to try to put as much fight as they can into this fourth set. We'll see how they look to respond coming out of the timeout. Arizona will be on the serve. Again, it's Ava Tortorello. Wildcats up 12-9. She'll put this one across. Frame will pop it up. Now Leffler there in the front. Wildcats now with a chance to return to their own. We'll send this one over. Frame is again there to get on top of it. A lot of back and forth here. Nice saving attempt made by the Wildcats. Throw one backwards. Free ball for the Bearcats. Now the Wildcats will find a free slam at the line. Elena Johnson.
Yeah, and they're just hitting it well right now. That's all it really takes.
Wildcats now up to 4. We'll see if they extend. That one too strong. Service error. Bearcats will take a point.
Yeah, and again with the service errors, that's 12 on the night for Arizona. Careless mistakes.
Bearcats now on the serve. It's Gretchen Sigmund. Bearcats down 3. They're going to have to start putting something together. Swinging over, almost able to find space, but diving save made by the Wildcats. Now high ball. Killing attempt coming. A lot of heat on that one. Wildcats, though, able to return it. Bearcats now pop it up. They'll have a return of their own. Now light tap at the net, bouncing off the hands of the Wildcats and going out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Bearcats.
And Gretchen Sigmund about did the splits trying to return that one. It looked like it hurt.
Bearcats now only down 2. Sigmund sends it away. High ball for the Wildcats. Having to go way out to get on top of that one. Now free ball coming for the Bearcats. They'll pop it up high on their own. Now attempt coming, no good. Wildcats able to get under it. Wildcats now coming with a slam of their own, no good. Frame got her hands on that one. A lot of back and forth here, an awkward play off the hands of Lily Gillespie. And Wildcats just able to sneak a point on a good rally.
Yeah, it's been tight all throughout this fourth set. 3-point for the Wildcats right now. Cincinnati can't afford to continue giving up points to them. Don't let them go on a run.
Haven Ray serves for the Wildcats. Now Bearcats will return things over. Wildcats will put it up. Nice play. Save made by Frame. Bearcats now will try and attempt to their own, but blocked at the net by the Wildcats, and they'll continue some dominance there.
Yeah, the net has just been the point of attack for Arizona. They're continuing to win that battle.
Haven Ray sends it across. Bearcats popped up high. Now backwards, up high again, sending it across. Save made by the Wildcats. Fight at the net. This one going now in favor of the Bearcats, and Carly Glendening is there.
Yeah, and that hit by Glendening where she had to read the ball that went up almost to the scoreboard. I don't think people understand just how hard that is. To read the ball coming down, time your jump and your hit to get a full piece of it. It's really hard to do.
Bearcats now will be on the serve. It's Julie Whittakin back there. She'll put this one over for the Wildcats. Wildcats close play at the net in a strong slam into the ground. This time it's Kiari Roby.
Yeah, that is one that Faith Frame is just not going to be able to get to no matter how good she is. Roby hit that with so much strength that you're just not going to get under it.
Scoggins will be back again for the Wildcats. They're up 4. Leffler popped up high. Now Nolan over there on that far side. Wildcats will pop it up on their own. They'll now send one over. Nice play at the net by Leffler. Wildcats now trying to find some room. Whittakin is there. Gets her hands under it. Now Nolan trying a killing attempt. No good. Wildcats able to get a hand on it. Wildcats now will slam one over, and they'll find just a little bit of room, just barely sneaking it in.
Yeah, and they're up to 5 points now in the lead. And the Bearcats backs against the wall, facing a 3-1 loss if they don't get some momentum back.
Wildcats up 17-12. They'll serve. Whittakin popping things up high. Leffler now setting up a kill attempt. No good. Wildcats now trying to attempt to their own, and saving attempt made by Frame, and wow, what a save by the Bearcats. We'll see if they can hold on and take advantage of a wonderful save. Nolan putting it over, and she finds room, and Bearcats, great work to keep the play alive, and great work to capitalize.
There we go. The team is hype. The crowd is hype. You've got the energy back. Now you have to take advantage of it here, down 4.
Molly Harrison will be out for the Bearcats to serve. They have momentum right now. Down 4, going to have to start stringing some together. Putting this one far across the court for the Wildcats. They'll pop things up high, sending one over. Good play at the net coming from Leffler and Washington. Wildcats now able to find some space, sneaking it by. Wildcats again extending their lead back up and out to 5, trying to take away a little bit of the Bearcats' momentum. Wildcats will serve, putting this one diagonal across the court. Washington there, almost able to find some room. Ball going up high, almost hitting the scoreboard. Wildcats just going to have to hit that one over. Free ball for the Bearcats. Frame takes advantage. Now Leffler giving it over to Nolan. Nolan at the line. Blocked by the Wildcats. The Bearcats able to save it. Now Washington with an attempt of her own. No good. Wildcats popping things up. Trying for a kill attempt off the hands of Whittakin. Frame running out of bounds to save it. Now we have a good back and forth here. This is a good rally. Wildcats, though, able to take advantage. Coming down on the hands of Faith Frame and going out of bounds. Wildcats up 6. Now within 6 of winning.
Yeah, this is going to be another timeout here by the Bearcats. Arizona has really jumped out and taken a lead. They've just played a lot better down the stretch in this set.
Yeah, they really have, and I think this is great timing for Molly Alvey and the Bearcats. I mean, they really need to get things composed. They've just kind of been falling apart now in this 4th set, and Arizona really able to get out to a strong lead. What do the Bearcats need to do to get back in this game?
They need to get back to what they were doing in that second set, which was being patient with their attacks and their hits. They've kind of been playing a little bit frantic defensively, which hasn't really rendered them plenty of opportunities to attack. And when they have, they've just been smacking it and not really thinking about where you're hitting the ball. Be patient. I know you're down 6. You're facing elimination. Just continue to be patient. As long as you keep stringing the points together, you have an opportunity to stay in.
Yeah, I think that patience is for sure key. I think it's easy to get discouraged if you're the Bearcats, being down a set now and facing elimination and being down 6 in the set that would do that. But this team has been good. They've shown a ton of fight throughout this game so far, and it's far from over if you're the Bearcats, and you just need to keep that in mind. They just need to get composed, be patient like we've been saying, and they have a chance to get back in this one. Both teams now will head back out onto the floor. Arizona, like we mentioned, within 6 of taking the victory in this game. They're up 19-13 on the Bearcats. Bearcats looking for a comeback. Wildcats, though, out of the timeout, will be on the serve. It's Carly Cisneros. Cisneros sends it across. Nolan pops things up for the Bearcats. Now Leffler's there. Nolan on a killing attempt, no good, saved by the Wildcats. Wildcats popping up with an attempt of their own. Frame is there though. Now Leffler to Washington, but good block at the net coming from the Wildcats. They'll take another point and they're up 7.
Yeah, and it's facing elimination currently. Down 7. It's backs against the wall. This is go time for the Bearcats.
Bearcats looking to return, and there's some good momentum. Sydney Nolan kill.
There you go, and Nolan's been having the best game so far out of both teams. That's 14 kills for her on the night, leading the entire match.
Leffler will serve for the Bearcats. Wildcats popping things up now on their side. Another one hit up high, killing attempt coming. That one hitting the net though, and the Bearcats will take another point.
It's a little bit of a run forming, a little bit of a run. Keep it going for more.
Bearcats cutting the lead down to 5. It's 15-20. Bearcats facing elimination. They need to take this set. Leffler will serve. Wildcats hitting up high. They'll go for a killing attempt. Frame is there with a beautiful save. Now back on the Wildcats side. They'll try for a kill again. This time it's Whittekind on the save. Leffler now at the line, giving it to Nolan. Nolan lofts this one up high. Easy return for the Wildcats. We'll send things back over. Again, Whittekind is there. Now Leffler again to Nolan. We've seen that work a couple times tonight. It won't work here, though. Wildcats are there to save it. Now Bearcats getting a little discombobulated, trying to make things happen, and they're able to save it. Now again at the line. Leffler has it. Strong rally coming. Nolan looking to end things, but she is not able to. She hits it straight into the net and gives the Wildcats the point.
And give props to both Faith Frame and Julie Whittekind for that one. The only reason the point went as long as it did, they kept saving it in the back line and keeping it up and facing some really, really fast and powerful hits from the Wildcats.
We will see Kiari Roby out again to serve for the Wildcats. They're 4 away from a victory on the road in Fifth Third Arena. Bearcats looking to prevent that. Molly Alvey was talking with the officials and looks like they want to go to the video review, seeing if somebody might have tipped that one.
Yeah, this will be interesting. I'm not sure if I saw anything in live time, but again, we also don't have the world's greatest angle.
Yeah, and I mean, things were moving really quickly throughout all of that rally. I mean, just a lot happening all at once. Could have seen something, maybe missed. We'll see if the officials find something out on the video review. Crowd getting into things here at Fifth Third Arena. It's Taylor Swift night. We've heard a lot of her music. A lot of the crowd getting into it. Now we're hearing some YMCA with the crowd getting into things.
You know, I've noticed this, Colin, about YMCA. If you're not from Cincinnati, people typically do the C to the right in YMCA. However, at UC, we do it to the left. That's how you can tell if someone's a Bearcat or not.
That's a good point. I've never thought of that, but that makes sense. You know, everybody knows the C from down the drive.
Used to be instilled in my brain to do it to the right, but now I got to go to the left.
Yeah. Never even thought about that. That's an interesting point.
I will say, it's been Taylor Swift night here in the arena. I really haven't heard too much Taylor Swift played through the speakers. I think I've heard more Lady Gaga tonight, which I'm not complaining, but it's been an interesting playlist for Taylor Swift night, I'll give you that.
It definitely has. YMCA, though, a good one to get the crowd into things. Everyone definitely excited.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pivotal call and a pivotal moment, so you need the crowd behind you.
Officials absolutely taking their time to review this one and implying that things were really close. And they're still down there checking out that video review board, and both teams now out on the floor talking with their respective coaches. And sure, definitely a very different message from either squad. Arizona obviously looking to close things out, and Bearcats saying probably don't give up any fight, don't give them an inch. Game's not over yet. Now we hear some Party in the USA. Another one to get the crowd going. I feel like everybody knows the words of this song. Looks like we will have a decision here. After all that time, it is determined that Arizona will keep their point. So it will stay 21-15 in favor of the Wildcats. And they will be on the serve. Back to business as usual. Kiari Roby will put things over. Sydney Nolan will pop this one up. Now it's Leffler. And now Bearcats getting it over, finding room and just barely sneaking one in. It's Hervé Lazda.
Yeah, and they're doing everything they can to stay alive. They're not done yet. Bearcats, they have fight. They're going to go down claw until the last point.
Bearcats now only down 5. We'll see Lily Giuseppe come out to serve. She'll put this one across. Wildcats will pop things up. We'll have a killing attempt, and that one is good. Bouncing off the hands of Gillespie and going out of bounds for the Wildcats, and they're within 3. Bearcats really going to have to string together some points if they want to stay in this one. Arizona within clear striking distance. Anna Heath will serve and look to add to the Wildcats' lead. She'll put this one over. Frame able to save it. Now we'll see Carly Glennening get a point.
Yeah, it was barely grazed by an Arizona player, which caused the Bearcats to grab that one.
17-22 in favor of the Wildcats. Faith Frame will serve things for the Bearcats. Wildcats putting things up high, and they're able to find a clear path there. Elena Johnson with some room. Wildcats again on the serve, nearly match point here. They're at 23 to the Bearcats 17. It's Ava Tortorello back to serve. She'll put this one across. Bearcats will pop things up. Leffler at the front of the line. And there, Hervé Lazda able to take a point back.
Yeah, Lazda's had a great night. That's 10 kills for her, 4 blocks. She hasn't gotten too much playing time coming into this one. About 20-ish sets played on the year, but she's really played well tonight and going to get more playing time.
Gretchen Sigmund to serve now for the Bearcats. Wildcats will easily pop things back over, but Bearcats able to play it at the net. It just barely went up there. The Bearcats were able to slam it down. (19-23) now. Bearcats putting together a little bit of a run. It's Sigmund again back to serve. She'll put this one over. Wildcats popping things up. They'll go for a killing attempt, but it's blocked at the net by the Bearcats, and they'll take another. Looks like the point will go in favor of the Wildcats. And there it's just been that battle at the net. That one close. And now that will make match point for the Wildcats. It's Haven Ray to serve, trying to put things on ice here. Bearcats looking to stay alive. Wildcats popping things up. Now looking for a killing attempt. Save made by the Bearcats. Now trying to find some room. Wildcats able to keep things alive. That one going out of bounds though, off of the Wildcats. No one able to get close. Game's not over yet.
Yeah, they're going to stay alive for another point here. They have an opportunity with Whittakin back there serving.
Bearcats down 4. Will need to take 4 in a row. It's match point for the Wildcats. Wildcats looking to close things out. Whittakin will serve. This one just barely grazing over the net. Wildcats able to get under it. Wildcats now killing attempt, no good. Save made by Faith Frame. City Nolan now trying to find some room. She won't get anything. Wildcats looking strong. Ball popped up high. That one will go out of bounds, and that will close things out here tonight, giving the Wildcats their final point and taking the victory 25-20.
Yeah, a rough ending there for the Bearcats, but after dropping that first set by 10, they really came back and made it tight. Didn't make it easy at all for Arizona.
Arizona Wildcats take this final set 25-20, and they'll take the game 3-1. We do thank you for listening to us tonight here on Bearcat Sports Radio.